I don't know about you guys, but every time I play World of Warships Legends, I'm always asking to be put on the red team. It never works out, but I always want to join the forces of the red team because the blue team is often full of potatoes. But every now and then, you get a match where the red team is full of a bunch of generous ships that want to donate their HP. And I thought last night that I would take out the legendary tier German battlecruiser Schlieffen, because after all, in this current update that is almost over now, the Schlieffen got a little bit of a nerf. The main battery reload time was nerfed by 2 seconds, so it now reloads in 32 seconds instead of 30. The secondary battery reload time was also nerfed. Nothing else about the ship was nerfed, though, just the reload time, so that's a DPM cut to the secondaries. Nevertheless, this thing is still ridiculously effective and fun to play, especially if you can get it into a brawling scenario. So note we spawn on the alpha flank, and we're going to go play the alpha cap. We know there's a Napoli, a Yamato there, and we also know there's a destroyer in the cap because we were spotted a little bit earlier. We're still spotted now. That could be because of the Yamato and our firing penalty. You see our detectability is bloomed all the way out to our main gun range. Then we go dark. That means we know the destroyer that's in alpha does not have line of sight on us. So he could only be behind one of these two islands in front of us. Good intelligence data to have. We could shoot at Yamato now, but we're holding our fire till the destroyer gets spotted. It's a Kleber. He is behind the island. We lock our secondaries on him. Hopefully they'll start doing a little bit of damage, but we get the main guns involved. And we get a pretty good hit on the Kleber, taking away most of his HP. He's low enough that our two destroyer teammates that are over here by this cap are able to take him out. And now the cap is clear. They can push into it and hopefully take it. But the Napoli B might be a little bit of a problem for them. And maybe even the Yamato might be a problem. But you see here, we're coming up across this island, which on our port side blocks any enemies on the other side of the map from shooting us. We're taking note of that Giuseppe Verdi, though, because if we are going to push past this island, we're going to be giving broadside to the Bravo cap. And this is something to think about if you're going to play a brawling battleship and take it into close quarters this early in the game. You want to look at the entirety of the map and practice good map awareness. We know Giuseppe Verdi is over there. So pushing through this gap right now is a bit of a calculated risk. He could turn his guns at us at any moment and shoot at us. But the fact is, most battleship players are completely tunnel visioned. They don't look at the entirety of the map. And so the Giuseppe Verdi never does, and he's never going to shoot at us. This is going to work out just fine. But the Napoli B is a little bit of a problem. We eat one of his torpedoes right on the nose. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but playing a little bit sloppy there, not turning sharp enough in order to avoid the torps. It's okay, though. Napoli B goes dark, giving us a brief moment of respite being unspotted. Giuseppe Verdi is pushed further into the Bravo cap. Now he's got an island between himself and us, so I don't think there's any danger at all of being shot. We dodge Napoli's second set of torpedoes quite easily, and we continue to move forward as the destroyers behind us take the Alpha cap. Napoli is a pretty heavily armored ship, so it's going to take a while to whittle him down if he doesn't want to give us flat broadside. The secondaries will help, of course. They should be able to pen him in a good number of places and deal some damage, and of course start fires. But it's going to take some time, and we've got that Yamato still lurking around the island in front of us. So I was thinking here, what do? I don't necessarily want to come to a complete halt here. I don't generally like coming to a halt in battleships for reasons I've explained in great detail, but the Giuseppe Verdi, he still could theoretically get my broadside, so I move up just a little bit to guarantee that that is not going to happen, even though that seems increasingly unlikely as time goes on. And then the Yamato decides to be one of our biggest benefactors of this game. Out of all the decisions he could make, the one he chooses is to push out flat broadside in front of me, in front of a Schlieffen, offer me his citadel, and then slow down ever so slightly, but just, offer a target for my torpedoes. And there he goes. He's our first kill of the game. We're up to 100,000 damage in about 5 minutes. And that just leaves the Napoli B on this flank. So almost single-handedly, we've cleared out the enemy spawn on this flank. I mean, we did not get the kill on the Colbert, or not Colbert, Kleber, but we did do a lot of damage to it to help our teammates secure that kill. Then, of course, we took away most of the Yamato's HP, nearly 100%, and the Napoli B, I think, is all ours as well. He is pushing into us now. He has managed to survive this long, which, good for him, but it's too late. He cannot withstand the sustained focused firepower of the Schlieffen secondaries and its main guns. He's got no HP left. We fire off the main guns. We don't need to look at it because cool ships don't look at explosions. And there goes Napoli for our second kill of the game. 134,000 damage done. The alpha flank completely secure and unoccupied by the Reds. And this game is basically a blowout. And usually I don't like to put them on YouTube, but I figured this one was entertaining enough that people might want to see it. And plus, we see the battle line of the Pommern and the last 3 remaining enemy battleships who are pushing toward my teammates. And to be fair, they are going to take out, or they have already taken out, one of our battleships. They're going to take out the other guy who is up at the... There he goes. Who's up at the top of the map near the map border. And, well, I think that speaks more to the blue team than it does the efficacy of this particular battleship division here. I don't think they're actually in a division. I'm just saying that. But what they're doing is they're sailing all in a straight line toward a single battleship. And so they are going to be presenting broadside to where I am on the map. We do need to be careful, though. There are still 2 enemy destroyers left. One of them is a Shimakaze, last spotted near the Bravo cap. But I think we should be okay. We've got 2 destroyers between him and us, so we shouldn't have to worry. Trying to see if we can get shots on either the Schlieffen or the Heisen. The secondaries certainly can. They open fire on the Heisen. And our destroyers take out the Shimakaze, leaving only the Heisen, the Schlieffen, and one final enemy destroyer whose whereabouts are unknown, but we know he's nowhere near us since we are not spotted. There's a fairly nice broadside from the Heisen. Of course, we take a shot at that and get the high caliber medal, along with 150-something thousand damage done. But the Heisen, well, he's not long for this world. He's pushing in toward our last remaining battleship teammate, and he's got torpedoes incoming for him. So the secondaries farm just a little bit more damage from him before he goes down. Schlieffen pokes out. Maybe we'll be able to get shots, but for the moment, we have 166,000 damage done, and it's just Small End and Schlieffen left. I think Schlieffen is going to go down without our assistance. We decide instead to take a shot at the Small End because any damage we deal to destroyers is probably more valuable in terms of XP and credit earnings and all that. So why not shoot at the destroyer even if we aren't going to hit him? Spoiler alert, we don't do any more damage this game. Both of the enemy ships are dispatched, and the game ends in our glorious victory. So if you were thinking that the Schlieffen might be worse after the nerf, no. It's perfectly fine. It's still perfectly capable of doing what it's good at, which is pushing into ships and ripping them apart with all of its various armaments. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.